We've come a long way in this section and we've learned quite a bit. And now we are towards the end of the section 4, where we are going to actually push the code to our GitHub repository. So if we go over to, there's two ways to do this. One, you can use the terminal, or you could use the source tree. So let me show you what it looks like within source tree, right? So we have these changes that we had, the initial set of changes where we added all the new code on the server side changes and the client side changes. Then we made some changes to the SCM and Artifactory integration. So these are ready to go. Now you could do it two ways. You can actually go ahead and say push, right? But I have been working on the feature branch. So let me go ahead and push this to my GitHub repo. Okay, so I have pushed my changes to GitHub. So if I now go to github.com, what should I see? I should see that there are three branches. One, which is the master, which we always had. We had a default develop branch, and now we have a feature branch, right? So if I go in here, I can, if I am a developer, I want to push the code to the develop branch, which is the default development branch. I'm going to create a pull request, and I'm going to create the pull request for the feature branch, merging into the develop branch, right? So let's say I have a lead or another member of the team that I want to submit this review. So I'm going to go ahead and say, here's my feature. I want to merge between the feature branch and develop, and I'm going to add some comments. So initial changes for the DevOps project. I'm going to go ahead and create the pull request, right? So me as a user has created a pull request, and the pull request is non-Udemy wants to merge two commits into develop from the feature branch, right? So the reviewer can now actually take a look at whatever I have changed, right? And he can basically go through the code and say, nice work, looks good, right? And add the comment, right? So he can comment on this, and he can also add more notes to it. And here he can say, please add test for welcome controller to be loaded the context, right? And he can create the start review. So right now he's created the added comments to the code, right? And I'm going to review the changes, and I'd say be adding this in the next feature. And I'm going to submit the review, right? So now you have the code, and I can go ahead and confirm the merge, right? So if I go back to my develop branch, what should I see? I should see everything that was on the feature branch committed to my DevOps develop branch, right? Which is what you want. You want to go through the review process, make sure everything comes through fine, make sure it looks good and there's enough code coverage, right? So I've created the pull request. I can look at what was created earlier on, what were the comments around it, right? And we have collaboration between the teams.